Hi, my friends, my dear government leaders of all countries, dear families, dear teachers, dear citizens of this planet Earth. It's a gift to be here with you today. My name is Gwen Ferreira, and now on this video we are going to share some information about our security, the way we will organize it, a few things about our handbooks, and how we will have our practices, our handbooks. All right, we will have in all countries security guards in different places doing different things, but people that the organization really trust. That's really important. Some of the present security guards can continue, but most of them will be new people that the organization really trusts according to their background practices, according to their integrity and dignity of their practices. So this is very important because we need good people to be there that know well how to follow instructions. Once we will have proper handbooks for each type of security guard we will have. The other thing is that we will also practice how to develop security inside ourselves. And how we can do that? We start from pregnancy. The mother having time for their baby, the father always present. Have harmonious songs, talk to the baby. That's how we start. And then afterwards, having a harmonious and peaceful home. Sing gentle songs, harmonious, positive songs. All this all this counts for future years of that child. And for everyone that's alive today, we will get together, we will get united. All our families will get united and do the same. Have respect, have kindness, be together, be in families instead of being alone, reading only positive books, watching only positive videos, positive family movies. All this count because what many schools had before was really not good. And for working, everyone will follow proper rules and guidelines. Everyone will be safe. Everyone will practice what has been asked for them to be safe while they work. We will have curfew at night. So for street, it's 8 o'clock. We have some exception for summer vacation. That's 9 because it's still daytime. But the families can stay 1 more hour on their own community, not at the street. So this is very important. We will have real curfew. We do not need people being outside on the street. And for those that are not listening, they will have their consequences. Because all these practices are very important for us to feel safe, for us to feel secure, for us to feel that we are connected to our families, that we have good relationship with everyone we know, our family, our neighbors, our co-workers, our school educational site colleagues, our teachers. We need that. And how we are going to do that? Being united, practicing our handbooks, learning, doing tests. And everyone will follow rules and guidelines, having proper homes with things that we need. All this counts. Checking up everything we do at the Peace app. So we know how many points are we getting. And everything counts for us to feel better ourselves. We will also be secure for all things we will be doing outside. Community gardens, handling garden tools, trimming trees, everything. Planting new things, using our tools, putting them away properly, knowing how to carry them. Everything does count for us to have this better and more secure, feel more loved by our families, and do things really well in all the ways. Closing the door properly, going to bed on time, rest properly, because that's something else. It counts as well. So we will work and we will study in a better way. For people that will work with machinery during these 28 weeks, will be properly rested, awake. Everyone rest properly, eat properly, work out properly, and be in a good condition to work, to help others during these 28 weeks. All of us, we will be safe doing our prayers, our meditation in the morning, planning our day, what we have to do. Before we leave the house, we connect ourselves, we can even say a few words to our children. Be safe, be responsible, God bless you. Things like that. Pay attention to your teacher. Follow proper instructions. So some days parents can say some words, some other days say some other words or sentences. But the children will get all that. The teens, yes, they will get, and they will do the same afterwards with their own children when they marry and have their own. So simple things, do prayers before children go to sleep, everyone together, including teens. Because we gather the family on those moments. When we eat, we do a prayer before we eat. We can do in the morning for breakfast. We can do at night for dinner, because during the day, during school days, everyone is going to be at the educational sites. Parents will be working. So all this is very important. Pay attention. So words that we tell our children, teens, they will remember during the day. And for us to be safe as well. And plan, organize, do we have everything? A little document or something else we have to bring to the city office? How is the day today? Where are we going to work? Is the first day? Did we watch all the videos? Did we do all the tests? Because all these little things do count. For the 4 weeks of pick-up items, do we have everything? Are all the items safe on the way they asked for the residents to do? Are they dropping off on a proper time, on a proper location? Or if anyone has too many knives or too many or any other tool, where they're going to be dropped off. And for guns, rifles, each person needs to bring to the closest police station, drop them off. And for hunting gear and fishing items, all will be properly separated and picked up on the proper days. When cleaning, when painting, for us to be really safe, be careful with ladders, be careful with stairs. Know if they're wet or not. Pay attention in everything we will be doing. Pay attention on tractors we will be using for a few days and the recycling center. All this, how we are going to do, make sure for those that are the security department director, they have to be checking, looking around, constructions, gardens, remodeling, anything. They have to be looking, walking around, checking online, checking cameras. They have to be right there. They cannot be texting or talking to other people during their work time. No one will be talking to other people, answering phone. No one. Couples can only have phone if they are required, in case the team leader needs to talk to them if they are not working really close by. Then it's okay. Otherwise, phones will be turned off. For us to be safe, so we don't have anything that will disturb the proper work, so people can pay attention on what they're doing and do things really as they were asked. Okay, so those are a few words about the 4 weeks and about the 28 weeks. And now I'm going to say a few words about after. We will continue with our rules and guidelines the same way as they will be established. And everyone needs to respect others. We already have the children, teens, and young adults that still living with parents, the new law that we made, and that will help a lot. They cannot be on streets, they cannot be outside their homes without their parents. This is really important. The only exception, when they come from school, they can walk, but not during the 28 weeks. Parents have to be there. Parents have to leave earlier for them to be right at the community gate at 6:20 or so, when the children will arrive or the bus will bring them. We can have some buses for these few first weeks. In some locations, only if they're really needed for security purposes. But on other locations that people can walk, they will start already walking if it's safe. For that 2 blocks or so, 1, 2 blocks, they can do that. Or even 3 blocks or 4, depending on their age. And because all these details are important. Some things we are going to have exception now, during some weeks of the 28 weeks, for us to be safe everywhere. Very important. Okay? All right. About water and food, we will also be safe if we follow proper instructions, because some places right now, they have dirty water from animals from different reasons. But we have to follow instructions. For some places, they will have different instructions for the first few weeks, and then after, and then by the end of the 28 weeks, hopefully everything will already be the way they're supposed to be. And also for food washing, do it really properly, because that's also part of being secure, being safe. All of these count. Okay, so now about documentation. Everyone will have local and national background check. If they're moving or not, doesn't matter. Everyone 14 years old and up need to do that. And 14 years old or 12, we're still deciding about that. They will be in charge of themselves, not like nowadays. Parents are in charge of teens, and they can do anything they want, and then parents have to pay for it. They disappear, they go to other places, do anything they want. And that's not right. So we will give responsibility for their practices. They're in charge of their practices, being bad or good. Soon after 12 or 14, we examine that detail. Because we have to do that. because they run much faster than their parents. They are much taller, much stronger than their parents. We cannot have them threatening parents or disappearing or things like that. So we have to focus on having good, positive, responsible, and happy children teens. They have to, or they're going to pay their consequences, as we talked before. Documentation, we also include the fingerprint, of course, and 2 documents from their own country. Can be a passport, can be ID, or which documents they have. Some people won't have any, we already know, because some refugee camps did not give them proper documentation. Many natives, all natives in general, have no documentation, and many other people. We can even have more than 8 billion people right now in our planet, because for many we don't even know. They're in places that we don't even can count, not even using satellite, we cannot count them. So we will do the best we can for people that do not have documentation. Pictures will be taken of everyone. For those that have beard, will be taken with their beard, so we have an idea in case it's needed. And next day without beard, with haircut, and close to the city office right there, we need people to be cutting hairs, because we are not releasing those people to go far away and then they don't have money to cut their hairs or shave. And so we need a place right there close by, so they can get a ticket. If they don't have money, they go cut their hair. Next day they are good to go. But on the first day they take pictures, they are, for us to have an idea and put on their records in case it's needed. Everyone will take picture of their tattoos and at their doctor appointment, just in case we need. And soon after they will be cleaning their skins, because some people were connected to groups, and some groups that we don't want to be related to, of course. So they can clean their skin and start a new life. It is mandatory for everyone to be registered at the organization, at the city office. And for the first 2 days, soon as they shave off, the first day is just very simple, but for 2 full days, soon as they are ready with their faces and cut their hair, they will be taking those, watching the videos and taking the classes, the tests, on proper locations, assigned locations, adult education or the city office itself or the university, whichever the person has documentation and diplomas to go to, and where space is available. Because for now, the main thing is to have everyone watching those videos and be registered. And after that, they have cell phones. For those that do not have, they will get for free. If they have money, they will pay. And they can continue at home. And they have a timeline to finish. So quickly they can go to the country they have to go. They're assigned to go. Or because they want, or because the organization needs them and was a special invitation, or because of their background, wherever it was, or because of their English, they can help, or if they're doctors and dentists, which locations we're going to need them during these 28 weeks. And we are trying to work in a way that people will already go to the locations that are needed, we already stay there. And we're not having people traveling. So for people that are kind enough and can do those things, they will already go to that community and stay there. New lands that we need, doctors, dentists, a lot right now. Afterwards will be a little more will be easier afterwards. But right now, we're gonna need really a lot. When they register, will be a complete list of different items with all details as needed, and if also about previous neighbors and things they did, previous jobs, if their family are with them or not, but their family, information about their family, the best we can. And I believe that for some places, the best will have proper recording, voice recording to text, because that way will be easier for people to place all the information that's needed, because it's a long questionnaire. For everything that's really security the best as possible, for some security guards, we will have a fingerprint on a phone, a fingerprint to open the doors, and not PIN numbers. Because PIN numbers, the camera can see, and we don't want them to know about all these passwords, let's say. So we will use fingerprint or the thumb, or we need for all important places. That's what we will use. At the buses, when people come, everyone, urban buses, they will pass their card, their badge, and we will know who will be in each bus. Will be all placed online, and we'll stay there in case we need. So that's the only way we are going to really control people and offer safety for everyone. That's really important for all of us. The other things are people that will be still using vehicles, such as some businesses, and a lot now for recycling. So it's forbidden for driver couples to offer, or captains, or anything for boats, for airplanes, for any transportation, to give rides to others, even that they know them. It's forbidden and very important, because we need people using proper transportation where we know where they're located. The other thing is for families. As soon as they know about this program, for them to feel calm, feel equilibrated, and be fast, of course, to clean up so they can move on time, but for them to feel, because many families are going to start a complete new life, for them to feel embraced, for them to feel secure. And for those that already will be waiting for their arrival, to be ready to receive them with kind words, the best as possible, the English. And as I said, focus on questions of the present, and good smiles, and good firm handshakes, and and good words of good welcoming words. Every residential community, every educational site, and many businesses will have proper gates that will be closed during the day. For businesses, they will be closed for night time. Some can be open, depends on their location, because some countries are really peaceful, and there won't be needed, gates won't be needed. We don't have to close like commercial plaza in many places. But this is a way for us to also be secure with our families, and have with those measurements. It is mandatory, if someone calls the security guards, for them to take action. So people won't be like asking and then they just look, or I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do it. No. So every security guard gonna take action, And anyone asking for something important, gonna do it online. So we have records, written records of it. And even that everyone will be also aware of what's going on around them, at their communities, at the educational sites, everywhere in the street, buses. It's very important. We count on everyone to help us, because we are going to have a better planet. It's by working, paying attention and doing our work. Saw something, say something. Saw something, say something. And written. So we have proper records, which they are called the police. They still didn't do that? Oh yes, they did. Look, the police answer. All written. So we will have a way of voice texting. All the phones will have that, because the person can read, go back to the proper sentence they want. They will be really objective. Practice a few seconds, a few minutes before, so you will send proper messages, not very long messages, until the person finds out what that message means. So we will learn to send, to write messages that are really clear and objective. Right there, very easy. The other thing, we're also going to be learning how to be fast and smart for situations that are needed. So in all these locations I mentioned, including buses, trains, airplanes, everywhere, residential communities, and even agroforest, our own gardens, our own schools. So what we will do, if we see something, for example, human traffic, we have a doubt, it's not really clear because something doesn't seem right, what we're going to do? Right away we press a button to call the police, and that will be already a video call. Already will be a video call. We can do that very easily on WhatsApp. So we have the police number, that we're still deciding which number will be, and the person will make a move, like we see in some short videos online. Make a move or turn around or go back very quick in a second or so, or 5 seconds, or catch them up in 5 seconds, let them pass, and soon after take your action. Always make sure, of course, of the situation, so you're safe yourself. We don't want to do anything for a family that look like something's wrong, but you're not really sure. But to video record the two people, everyone can do that. And because if they are doing nothing wrong, the security guard's gonna figure out and then won't do anything to them. Let them go. But if it's something wrong, and then they will take their consequences, right? The person that's doing something that's not right. Okay. In other videos I already talk about property walls will be 2 meters high. For some counties where really needed, we are going to have electric fence on the top of these 2 meters, and we will establish for how long they will be there. That won't be too many years, but for now they can have until we are sure everyone is safe, maybe even for 10 or 20 years. We will get all these details, because it's important for people to feel secure and for everyone to respect each other. For fire items and fire control, we're not going to have fire camps, not bonfires, not dances with torches or tiki torches in the garden. None of those things. Everything gonna be gone. Matches, lighters, because we are not going to have fire in places for no reason. And those items are not safe, not needed, and we're not going to have them. People can even camp in proper masonry tents. that every county will have 1 or 2 locations, but not in plastic tents or canvas tents or these movable tents, because we can't see what people are doing in tents. So everyone will have proper masonry, like little houses that they can use with cameras, the same as their homes. Because that's the only way, right? So it needs to be done. All dogs that threaten other people will be will be put down to sleep, because that's a security thing. We'll have the dogs that are needed now, and in 10 years they pass away, because no dogs will last more than 10 years. They have to be killed. So we will have only humans at homes. But for now, we can have positive, kind dogs that are not huge, and if they don't have any complaint about them from their neighbors. And we have special details for dogs that were adopted in a short time. So no dogs that are more than are just adopted. But for the ones that were already adopted, we can have them. If they threaten anyone, they have to be put to sleep during these 28 weeks or even after, because people need to feel secure, and at their homes, at the street, and everywhere. For people that have dogs, mandatory for them to check their ear if they have any plug, so we are safe. Make sure they are not following instructions for any organization, any computer. For slums cleanup, we need very well-trained people, security guards. In places that the police will also be invited, the present police, some of them will be invited. In other places, just the organization security guards will be working on those locations. They need to be very well trained, because we have a lot of drugs, dealers there and in many places. So they have to be well trained to complete the slums cleanup. And the good families will be invited first and already be transferred to other cities or to new lands or to another country. And we will take them out first. And afterwards, when the community it's more empty, we have to take action. And when needed, take action right there, because we have to find a way, right? We are not going to have anyone with drugs or things like that. People that were too bad, too mean, they will be killed, because that's the only way. And people that kill others will be killed too. And people that made others kill others, they will be killed too. Because we cannot have people that are too mean in our humanity, or that they cannot think or did things because they were pressured to do it. So we have to see those that did bad things for pressure, what we're going to do with them. That we have to decide this detail. But people that ask others to kill others, they have to be killed, and renew, born again. It will be easier, instead of them having bracelets for their whole lives, because a life is a life. A life, we have to honor life that God gave to us. We have to honor, right? That's very important. We have to honor and respect life. So those things are very important. People that abuse sexually did very bad things, also will be killed, because we cannot have, there are millions of people in jail, or even many that are not in jail but did bad things. So we have quite many So we have to check really well, do the best we can. And for other people, they will have bracelets, arm bracelets, for everyone to see and know and pay attention, and they will be better. Thanks God, they will be better, right? Improve and have better hearts and do positive things. Improve life and renew. Have good families and have good practices. The other thing is that every property will have land, will have a property line clear patch. So for land that have agroforestry or community gardens or extensive lands, even for some universities have a lot of space, parks, we will have these patches. So in case something happen naturally, like fire or something, we have those patches that will be trimmed really low. And they will have a special grass like ground cover that grow really low, or they will be trimmed by those hand machines. We are not going to have tractors, we are not going to have small mowers, but hand machines we will have. We're just trying to figure out what will be the best fuel, because we're not having petroleum. So if they can restore energy, if they're solar panel, what we're going to do, how we're going to have them. But we can use them as well, and until the ground cover is properly planted and supervised, so they won't have trees on them or things. So it will be about 2 meters or so from the property line for everyone to have. That's for security for all of us. Every land that's a private land for trees, fruit trees, or for community gardens, we will also have cameras all over, residential communities. Every property line we have cameras, so we can supervise what people are doing. In educational sites, people can run to do their workout. They will have cameras, because that we will have for millennials, inside the houses and outside everywhere. All jails will be closed down, so people that we already died, they have to go to electric chairs, and the electric chairs really need to work. If needed, make their shirts wet, because we cannot have people suffering or not dying or need another set of electric discharge. So we need to be really organized to do this properly. For people that can go home, they already will have this very strong and thick bracelet. Their spouses can decide if they will be divorced or not, because people that were in jail can marry other people that already are in jail and let their family be free, because they can't go to other counties. There are many things they cannot do. So the spouse can decide if they want to take chances and live like that, how many years that will be. So it will be really clear for the spouses to make proper decision. And also if they have to move, because some hurt themselves actually, right? Hurt their spouses or their children. So who will move to another state? So everyone will be really safe if they can change their names or not. Because some people were hurt in a bad way because of drugs, because of alcohol, they had bad practices. So we have to to really be clear to the spouse and for everyone to renew life in peace. In peace. The best as possible for everyone according to their practices. We won't have juveniles. They are not positive, they are not sustainable. Those that kill someone will be killed. If they kill because they were pressured by someone else, they will be forbidden and will go home. So basically it's that, and for everything else will be according to the handbooks. So if they abuse or they steal or what they did and how and to whom. So because we want people that are receiving them back home only if it's really safe, right? For the parents to receive or siblings to receive them back home. So we're doing things really careful and according to the details that will be posed for all these different situations. The law is the law and cannot be appealed. Because it's really bad what so many people did before. And ask for appeal, and ask again, and ask. When you see 20 years pass and the person is still not in jail or... So we have to be really better, right? We have to be better. So cannot be appealed. It's exactly how it's written is how it will be done. And no one can change the law and no one will ask for appeal. And for government leaders that steal too much money, had a lot of corruption, we also have very clear guidelines what to do with each one, because they're not good practices. We have to be better, but we cannot also have everyone central electric chairs, because that's not positive either. For too many newborns. So we're going to have a balance of how much can be forgiven with the bracelets and how much won't be forgiven. We will also be very secure at the house once that everything that's placed in the stove needs to have a proper alarm for 5 or 10 minutes or wherever it's needed. It's mandatory. We are not going to have smoke detectors once they're not needed. And it's battery and all these things. We're going to be safe at our own homes. Everyone will have their wires replaced anyways, even old homes, so we don't need even to check. We're just going to take them out and place new ones coming from solar panels. And everyone's going to be really safe. We don't need electric cords all over the house. As I said on the construction department, we will just have 2 plugs in the house, and that will be plenty just for the cell phone, the refrigerator, the stove. That's it. All airports, ports, subway stations, train stations, bus terminals, and bus stops will be checked and re-evaluated if they are needed or not, where, how, if they need improvement, depending on their location. Someplace, everywhere we have a bench for bus stops, and some locations can have transparent, hard plastic to protect people from strong rain, storms, snow, because we will be using urban buses. For roads, avenues, railroad tracks, inter-county and interstate highways, we will also be checking them up, see which ones will be taken out and which ones will be diminished and which ones will have proper toll for people that will be using them to pay to maintain those roads. where tolls will be installed or not, and for the existing one if they will stay or not. So everything will be re-evaluated and have the same rule and guidelines for everyone. Country borders will be more organized and have the same rule for everyone. No one just gonna pass like we see in some places. They have to get out of their transportation, if it's a train or something. The pictures will be taken, fingerprint, everything for them to pass, and we are sure, they have the ticket to come back to their own country. So everyone can go for international vacations if they are authorized to do that. But we have to make sure they will come back to their own county, have proper documentation, show exactly the hotel they will be staying. Hotels need to be paid ahead. All these details, very important. We won't have fire trucks as nowadays. We will have teams properly trained, but they will be taking classes, will be at the university, and if needed, the alarm will ring and they will be ready in a few minutes and go to the needed location, because we will be really taking care and hopefully no fire of any type will happen. And also for state and national parks, we are not going to be using control fire for this citrus sprout, for that citrus sprout. We're not going to use that because make more harm than good, on the way that we can have other varieties of trees planted. We will trim, but fire is not needed. Control fire for different reasons. For the lands that need to be cleaned up ahead of time, new lands that were not being used before, it's very important for us to be checking them really properly for poisonous plants and venomous animals. And for some, even that they were used before, because some countries did not have proper safety rules and guidelines. So we have to check for those that have water, people planting in water that is not even clear, such as rice and other things. So we'll have very good information with all these details, what we can, what we cannot do, because people need to work in safe environment. This is very important. We will also check the airplane routes. So what needs to be improved, where, how, because we will have less plane traffic, but we need also to check the routes. For boats, we will have very clear information about their new routes that will be close by. Boats are not going all over. Ships, we're not going to have ships all over. They're not needed and not positive. So people can go to other countries in airplanes, and over there they can take some boats that are part of that country. So they don't have, we are not going to have boat or ship going to other countries. About railroad tracks, we will be checking, examining the best, because for the very few things that will still be authorized to be transported, will be on railroad tracks, the maximum as possible, because they're more sustainable than regular trucks, and we can control them better instead of regular trucks of any type. So we can send things people need now during the 28 weeks and also after. For all newborns will have hand and feet printed before they leave the hospital, and those prints will be checked once a year at their doctor office to have an idea if that's the same child. Also, they will have will be checked only at their first birthday, their first birthday. Babies will also have bracelets. All babies in all countries will have bracelets up to 5 years old. That's the only way we can control our children, infants and children. And that will be for 10 years. After 10 years, I don't know if we're going to have up to 4 years old, but we will continue to have that because it's important. But we're still thinking how old will be the best for us to be safe, or if we continue with 5 years old for everyone. Those bracelets will be connected to satellite. We will know where they are located, and that will avoid problems of people losing any baby anywhere. Those bracelets will be adjusted at doctor office as they grow, and they cannot take out, and they will be simple, delicate, so the children can sleep properly without problems, but will be a proper bracelet that only clinics can open them up and adjust them. All students' ID, it's a magnet card, so will be connected to satellite. Also the jail bracelets will be connected to that. And for all of them, when they go in a bus, when they pass some traffic lights, they will be scanned. So we know where people are, because for these 10 years we really need to be careful with everything we do, so we will be safe. And we won't have people disappearing, we won't have people going to other places or doing negative things. Everyone will be positive, doing good, positive things, and being with their families at all times. Children and teens that do not respect, they will have the jail bracelet the same way, and if they continue, they will be sent to electric chairs because those practices are not positive. So we'll give some time for adjustment that everyone is needed and according to the improvement, because some people live in a very, very bad situation. Some children were in streets using guns and rifles, right? And they learn how to even be a bomb person. So for those very hard cases, we need to give them more time. As soon as they're improving, that's fine. But that's very different than other children that disrespect just because, they learned that somewhere. So for all the cases, we are going to have proper number of weeks that they have to improve. And by the end of the 28 weeks, everyone needs to be really good, or they just have to go to life renovation program with electric chairs that we don't want, but that's the only way because we have to improve our humanity, find a way, right? So we give love, but people will also have consequences if they are not good. So everyone will be good for sure. Because it's going to be beautiful to be alive. We will really enjoy. We are going to have many very special opportunities and be happy, enjoy life. We will have the end of FBI, CIA and NASA, we will all be connected to one thing, and that is the Clean Water and Peace Organization. All of us being connected for positive things. And we are not going to have any other organization from other countries as well. We, for Without, inner ear speaker, connected or not to cell phones, to computers, or anything else like that. We need to improve, and we will improve with the handbooks of our organization. We are not going to have new dog training because that's not needed. We have plenty and enough, and those will be used in very special locations, such as some countries, some slums for cleanup time, some airports, places like that, until all the families go to their proper location. But no new ones, because they suffer. Trainings that are offered to them, they suffer, so they won't be needed. We are going to use them for these 10 years, and after that they won't be needed. We will have proper people and cameras. All houses, all homes will be having proper checkup inspections for safety. That's different than the inspection for construction or the inspection for food they can or cannot have, or clothes, or carpet. So we are going to have different types of inspection. This one is the security inspection. We'll check just to make sure the walls have no holes, no drugs are hidden, or anything else like that, or seeds for drugs are not hidden, because we have to make sure. So in some cases, dogs will be coming with people, and some other cases are not needed. Everyone that, for all the money they have, they will deposit in proper banks. And for everyone that has jewelry, will be counted, taken pictures. If they want to separate and sell the metal, because no one will be using jewelry anyways. If they want to sell, it's fine. Silver, people up to until they get married, they can use silver earrings. After that, they will be using gold to match their wedding band, right? And when the couple has all the children graduated, not leaving the house, but graduated, they can have a special ring with stone, a diamond or something. But no stones will be taken out from nature anymore. We have plenty of them, and for the real ones, fake ones or stones of any type, any size that are glass, we are not going to be used. I just finished that because I was already talking about this subject. President and governors' houses will be regular houses, not huge as we know some of them. And for all the previous presidents that have those huge houses in many, many countries, they will become housing for people, or they will become adult education. They will be used for something else, because not sustainable to have so many employees to be cleaning, checking, all those places. Not sustainable, not needed. It's forbidden to live in the woods, it's forbidden to camp in the woods, it's forbidden to hide in the woods or have fun in the woods. People will have fun in proper city areas and proper nature areas, some like nature event areas that people can connect to nature, but not to sleep, not to disappear, not to to be lost. Everyone will be properly counted and have a proper home. No boat homes, because that's another thing. We don't know if these people are. They go here, go there, go to other countries. We don't even know. The ocean is huge. We're not going to have all these satellites and so many people working to see where people are. So no boat houses as well. For all security guards that will be checking cameras, they will get extra money, I don't know how much yet, for things they discover. So they will really pay attention and get people, in case anyone will be doing wrong things. And a percentage or a proper value for each one. From little things, that are not done properly until bigger things. So they can check. And we will have people checking those that check when they work, or also the videos made. Have a little look. Okay, have a little look. So they know that someone else will be checking their work and also the videos they're checking. And if anything they let pass, and then they will join the life renovation program if it's serious. Because we have to find a way to get all this organized and improved. For now, we will have quite many undercover of in different places, different ages. We need that. That's very important to help us out. And everyone will be nature gardens. Everyone, from the day of their registration and on a future from the day they become, I think it's 5 years old. So everyone will be a nature garden. And what is that? For a better humanity. Because we need for nature as well, of course, for our planet and for our humanity. We are not going to use lethal injection of any type. If people already have, they can use right now, because they spend too much time to be checked and, give other doses. And they're coming right now from other countries, so they're really not sustainable. We will only use electric chairs. They're very practical, easy, quick, and we get our things done in a good timing. We are not going to have houses with basement. All will be covered. All will be covered. Not needed, not positive, not sustained. We're not going to have any tunnel from one house to another, even those from neighbors that already plan to have that way, that their family or something, we're not going to have them. Or even from the same property, from one building to another, also not allowed. No tunnels of any type, or underground garages, underground bedrooms, or basement of any type. They all will be covered. Proper thick cement will be placed as a flooring, and only the top part of the houses will be used. Every house, every business, government sites, parks, they will have regular visible cameras and also tiny cameras that no one will know where they are located. Excuse me. So for us to really know what people are doing, and then they can't think that's only that big camera right there on the ceiling, but they can have many others all over. Very important. And every month, I believe, we have to check the cameras. Are they working or not? They need replacement. because the tiny cameras need some type of battery as well. We have to have that in consideration, but they don't use much battery. And for these 10 years, 20 years, we really need all these tiny cameras as well, and not only the big ones. I think after 20 years, that's okay. After 2040 or so, we can have only the big ones. But for now, we need to know every tiny detail to help us in different ways. No one will be using cash anymore. Every money needs to be deposited, and people that want can donate to the organization. But no coins or old money of any type. No collection, and also not to be used in the future. Everything from the space, like non-used satellites, need to be brought back. And we are not going to have any new armament of any type, including, of course, atomic bombs. Everyone will be disarmed, and with proper agreement, and sign and get really disarmed. We won't have in ocean coasts so many guards and things to protect the coast. If anyone is found doing anything wrong, gonna join the life renovation program with electric chairs, because that's not right. We need to be able to live in peace. No one will be getting boats, illegal boats, sending people to other countries. All this will be forbidden. To bring people, if they paid or not, if for any reason, people will have the county they have to live in now and stay there. Enjoy the place and live there forever. No submarines, no military barges or platforms of any type. They're not needed, not possible, not sustainable. So the barges that we can will use for regular fishing for that county and the neighbor counties. And for everything else will be properly recycled. We won't have extinguisher with carbon dioxide. They're not needed, not sustainable. We will have the hydrants at the street in proper location, and that we will decide how far would be. Everyone that will be changing their names, their previous name will be added to it for 10 years for the security only. And I think during the 28 weeks for the city office to know as well in case is needed. But for people that hurt others, or for divorced parents and people like that, they are not going to have access to their family names, so they want to know where they are located. They just will have a brand new name if they have any problem, because that way we're really safe, because people will have access to the web, because that's also important, right? In case they have to say something about a person or another, according to their practices, they will have everything in their registration. If they have, it is mandatory for them to say the truth if they know something, someone, for us to know these records, but not after that. And so people will be safe with their new names for those that need a new name, or for security situations, or because their names are not positive. They need a new name if their name are not good. For those that are changing their name, fingerprint will be done before and on the same day, right? So we are sure, and pictures will be taken also on that same day. Everything, fingerprint, pictures, for us to make sure who is changing their names. At the coasts, beaches, ocean in general, authorized rivers, we will have a flag coat for warning according to weather, according to wildlife presence. So if it's all calm, the flag and people can use, the flag will be white. And the other colors we will decide together if it's just a warning for people to pay attention, but they can enjoy the water, or if it's like red, they cannot enter or stand around. And the explanation will be said, because they can, maybe the harm is in the water, but they can stay at the sand. And that will be maybe a green flag. And the red one, they cannot stay in water or in the sand area for some reason, like a hurricane or something more serious. They just can't stay in the area. And details will be explained for one or for another, and which color, flag color will be. And those flags are small, just like banners. It's small, I don't know the size, but maybe 1 by 1. No, maybe half meter. That will be plenty. And some locations will have lifeguards because it's worth it, and I think it's a good job opportunity as well. And for people to have them in cases needed because of currents, not because the person is irresponsible, but currents can happen, and we can have those lifeguards present. It's forbidden to download anything else to the computers that are not listed at the organization, because they're not needed. And for computers and cell phones, only the apps that are already placed and authorized by the organization will stay. It's forbidden to add anything else, either after or during their production. Like some people buy cell phones nowadays, they have a whole bunch of apps already there that people don't even want to use, but they're occupying space for no reason. So we will use only the ones that are authorized by the organization, and they will already come as part of the computer or the cell phone. Let's say a few words about countries. So all small countries, I think maybe 40, 50 countries will be combined with others. Monaco and the Vatican, all gonna be gone. We are not going to have tiny countries, or they call states, right? Because there's no need. We have way too many that are really small, and many that are too big. So we will combine very small ones in land or in islands. We will combine them. And so will be more sustainable for the planet and also for themselves, because they will be stronger if they are united. They can have more people, they can have more, produce more areas, more things for themselves, such as clothes and shoes, because no one will be importing things from other countries anymore. The due time is this 28 weeks. countries can order what they need, such as furniture and other items, manufactured items, but not after that. In the same way, we will improve all very big countries, all large countries. So it's also about 20 of them, they will be divided, 20 or even 40. We have to examine details because they're way too big and it's very hard for a president to manage such big countries. So they will be divided according to the landscape, the best as possible, such as mountains, rivers, canals, natural or man-made. And we can place names, canal this, canal that. Where is sustainable to have canals? Like Florida is very important actually to have canals so we can have land, right? But for all others, a range of mountains and be the best as possible using things that are already there in nature. They will be divided and have a name, for example, of an estate that's on that area, because it's better to have about 200 countries that are more established in size instead of some countries being too large and some that are too tiny. So we will have a balance between them. It will be better for all of us. No one will complain that they will be connected to others because they're too little or because they're too large and will be divided. Why is that? Because it's something that's needed, and land belongs to nature, belongs to God, our planet Earth, and not to people. People have planet Earth to live and to evolve spiritually, but not to make so many things or fight for it, because that's not needed. We will share our lands. We will share the water we have. We will share peace and love for everyone. Everyone that will be receiving the notice from the organization, that can be from a neighbor, from a property manager, from boss, from a co-worker, can be coming in many different ways. It's mandatory for that person, that family, to follow the instructions really properly. If it's to move on that day, they have to move on that day. If they have one day to clean their homes, they will clean their homes in one day. Because it's very important for us to get organized and be at the new location before the 4 weeks of cleanup starts. And this way, we will be working together to have our to have our new life, for us to improve at the new locations. Because for the objects of the house and clothing and kitchen items, the new family that will be living there, they can take care of those details. As soon as the main things are all separated for the picking up day, for easy, big things like things with electric cords and everything else that we said before. But for all the details, they can check afterwards. They will have time before the inspection comes and everything. They can even use some clothes or kitchen food. But the main thing is to clean. Everyone will clean their bathrooms, their homes before they leave. And it's also forbidden to leave to another place or ignore or with or without cars, with or without bicycles, or hide anywhere. This is all forbidden. Don't even have to give many details. People have to do things properly, and because that's needed. We have to, right? So we all will start the 4 weeks at the new location, plant gardens, and enjoy this beautiful new moment our humanity are having. When people will be doing their local and national background check, they will also smile. They have a serious face for us to have, but they have to smile. When they smile, we see the marks of their face. That's very important, and also how their wrinkles go of any age. For us to make sure who is that person. When they get to the new country, we will check their faces as well, not only the fingerprint, to make sure that's the right person. And have pictures to be compared. Everyone needs to go to the new country already with haircut and beards off, all properly shaved. For people that will be working home, during this time, that will be authorized by the organization to be checking cameras or to be answering phone calls, because right now some people don't even know how to read, right? They cannot be walking around, such as some elders. Instead of everyone going to some places, for some situations they can be home, but they cannot be walking around or running around. They have to focus. They can even be seated in a sunny area according to their needs or under a tree. But all details will be listed depending on what they will be doing, because they really need to pay attention, focus on what they're doing. The other thing is that some couples will have authorization to have 2 cell phones right now, or because of the English, or because the work that they will be doing. So, for example, for team leaders, while one is checking one list, the other one is already doing something else, or contacting someone, or texting someone. That's okay. But for every other couple, they will already have only 1 cell phone per couple. And children and teens have no cell phones at all. And young adults living with the parents have no cell phones at all as well. It's forbidden to have online signature, because not positive. We can't have people, with their signature online, and the secretary can do anything with it, move over here, move over there, put in a letter, another letter. No. All signatures will be in original signed paper. If it's a letter that's sent to everyone, for example, in schools, residential communities, and then don't have the signature, just say the principal or the manager or something like that. For staff members, important information sent online, because you're not printing paper. We are going to send everything online, so we know the day we send the letter, what was written, was sent to whom. So all these details, because no one will be deleting emails for 10 years. We will keep all the emails sent and received, because that's the only way people will really pay attention what they're writing. If they're really going to learn how to be objective. And pictures for reports will be sent from cell phones straight to the Peace app for work, for work reports. And if it's for their families, they can keep it their emails or their cell phones, whichever they have space for it. Cell phones cannot be too long because they're not sustainable, not safe. They can drop off the pocket. They will be shorter. That's better. So they can easily be fit in a pocket, in a person's pocket. No one will have gyms, academies with treadmills, all this exercise machine or weightlifting. None of those are needed. All of them will be recycled because we don't need them. Everyone on daily basis will learn how to do their proper stretching and workout at the house. And for those that have time before they go to work or at the end of the day, they will have some bars outside of the playground. While their children play, they can work out a little bit right beside their spouse. While one watches the child, the other can do workout, and then they change right there, close to each other. Because have all this weight, all these gyms are not sustainable. We will recycle everything. That's really important. For people going to another country, they are not bringing cell phones with them. They are going to have a proper printed paper with all the information they need, and that's what they will carry. They will get the new cell phone at the new country because we figure that's the most sustainable and safe, because people will be moving to many different countries and from very different countries. This way we're really safe, and when they get in with presenting their passports or this new card ID, if they already have the new organization card ID, they will scan it, and like we have United States, with all the information right there, their card. Everywhere they're passing, they're scanned by post and streets and different locations. They're scanned so people, the security guards will know where people are. So no one will be carrying IDs from other people and won't be leaving them home because that's forbidden. All adults need to carry them at all times, and every child, kindergarten above, will have their badge on their clothes. Only preschool children will have the bracelet, and when they pass through the gate of the preschool, they will be scanned right away. The parents will place their thumb and to make sure that's the real parent, and when they press the bell, the doorbell, that little bell has already it's a camera that takes pictures of the parent and know exactly where they are, and will enter with fingerprint of the thumb. Because cell phones, we could also use codes, for them to scan their cell phones, but I don't know, because how are we going to know if people are going to exchange cell phones with others? So I think the real best is the own person thumb. They press the wall, and or two different machines, one beside each other. We have to see what's most sustainable. But the picture is taken right there. Okay? Because like codes for sign in, sign out, I don't think they're efficient because we need cell phones. We can't make sure people won't exchange cell phones with other people. Oops, sorry. Okay, my friends, so here are a few things about the Department of Technology and Security. And let's do the best we can, and soon we will have all the information at our organization website. Thank you so much for your presence, and I will see you soon.